Hello, After Buzzers. We are back another week of greatness and defeat. And stay tuned as we break down which champion goes home.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I don't know this song.
Me neither. I forgot we were even live right now.
All right.
I was like, let's play.
Bringing a different vibe to the team. I like it. I dig it.
Paulina's here. This is her theme song. She's coming in hot.
Yeah,
There it is.
Or Pamela.
yeah, whatever, both of us.
Paulina's back. I'm confused.
Welcome. And thank you for joining us tonight as we break down episode 10, Go Your Own Way. Now, before we begin, my name is Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And please welcome a brand new co-host of mine, Pamela. Where can they find you?
Hi, everybody. Glad to be here. Thank you for tuning in. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Pamela Gross Jill. That's Pamela Gross Jill.
There you go. There it is.
Hey guys, my name is Jenna, and you can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
All right, now let's get down to it, because last week, of course, like MTV does, is they always leave us a little teaser about who's going to go home, and we all try to guess. Is it what you expected? Did you like who went home? What are your thoughts? Anybody.
Sure, we don't want to overstep each other.
Well, I thought we sort of talked about it last week, and we kind of were on the note. I think we thought possibly in this one, Laurel's height might help, and she might beat Cara Maria, and it looked like Nelson was winning when they cliffhangered it. So I think that our guesses
Darrelle.
were sort of oh, yes. Sorry. Wayans
good,
Brothers.
don't worry.
Yeah, I thought it was the Wayans brother one. Yeah, Darrelle I thought was going to win, and he did. And I was happy. I was happy to see Bananas go up.
Are you a Bananas fan? That was my next.
not really.
No?
I mean, like, I gotta respect. I don't want to be a player hater. I think he's a good competitor, blah, blah, blah.
Kind of like LeBron.
I think he's done everyone dirty.
Cries a little bit less.
Yeah.
Bananas, a little bit.
I was not sad to see him go, put it that way. I was
Okay.
Yeah, I think seeing the teaser last week for tonight's elimination, I did not see that ball going in. When you saw Bananas get close, I was like, that's not going in. But I was hoping that. I was thinking at the same time as I thought it wasn't going in, but I'm like, MTV has a way that just because I think that, it probably means Banana's gonna win, because I don't want him to so badly. Yeah, and it also was kind of ruined with another preview that we saw so much of Laurel in the upcoming season. So sadly, you knew Cara was going home, but I thought Cara was gonna put up more of a fight. Even though Laurel has so much size on her, Cara is still so strong and tough in her own way.
You didn't think she fought hard enough?
She had no defense, like zero defense. She literally couldn't do anything to block.
Did you
Laurel.
see
Nothing.
the difference when the first round when Laura won and they were kind of wrestling a little on the floor a little bit, and Laura comes up on the second round and she goes, all right, I'm turning it on, and you just see her walk through the sand and go boop, and Cara Maria just falls and she just goes in, and it is such a difference.
Well, she says, she's like, I'm going to have to hit her.
Yeah.
Because Cara Maria doesn't give up, and if I don't basically take her out, I'm not going to get anywhere. And she did. Yeah, she was like, I'm going to have to go through her.
Yeah.
And that is where I do think her size helped. I think Cara Maria did a good job. I mean, you know, who knows how long it really went on in IRL, but it seemed like she was doing
IRL?
in real life.
Oh.
But it seemed like she was,
I don't keep up with these. I don't keep up with it.
Very cool, Paulina. I'm not soups down with
I'm
the
not
kids.
cool at all.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
But no, IRL. That's the one. I know IRL and SMH. Those are the slangies that I know. Shaking my head. Yeah, I know about those. But yeah, I think she might have put up a better fight than we saw from her, from the way it panned out. But Laurel's a big, strong girl. You know, it's hard to beat her in a game like that where
exactly.
you're
Cara
literally
didn't really have a strategy. So going head to head with Laurel, the size matchup, it's not going to work. She didn't really try to do anything other than hit her head on. And obviously Laurel, all she had to do was stick out her arm, and then Cara Maria was on her back. So she could have tried something, but there was...
Well, in a matchup like that, maybe if she was playing against someone that had less endurance or something that she could play on, but I think they were well matched in every way other than size. They're both strong. They're both have a lot of stamina. They both have a lot of endurance, so it was hard for with that one advantage in that particular competition. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe she could have won, but it did seem...
Well, that's what I like about these challenges is that, like, it doesn't, sometimes it's in your favor and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's size, sometimes it's how fast you are. And these challenges, they mix it up so much that it just, the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Because it could have been Camilla, it could have been someone else, and then it would have been, then Cara would have had the advantage. So you really just don't know. But I really liked Darrelle gave Bananas a run for his money. Because I'm not 100% of a fan of Bananas. I like to watch him. I love to watch him because I think he's hilarious and how he makes fun of people. I just don't like how he goes about certain things. But I liked to see him lose, to kind of be a reality check in a sense of like, hey, there is someone out there that can beat me. And there is someone that can send me home.
And I did think in his, because I'm not a huge Bananas fan, but to give credit where credit's due, I thought he handled it humbly and in a cool way, and that was an amazing matchup because apples to apples, him and Darrelle are size-based. That talent match, that was a good who's gonna win, and Darrelle proved to be the stronger guy, and Bananas took it like a man. So
I love Darrelle. Personality-wise, he's so funny. And
he's really down to earth and laid
so
back.
down to earth. Honestly, just lets his athleticism speak for itself. He doesn't have to talk a big game. He can outmatch anybody. Bananas, who's won the most eliminations.
That's the right way to play this game.
Right. Darrelle just completely had so much more endurance in him. And he's older. He hasn't done these challenges in how long when Bananas is on every single season. So that's what I like the most, that Banana was up against somebody who was going to give him a hard matchup. And when he did lose, he just kind of took that loss. He couldn't say anything.
Did you like this challenge as a whole? Because now they're doing the classics.
The Eliminate. Oh, I love that they're doing classics.
I really like when they flash back to when they first did them. Because that's they're younger. And you know, like they're meaner. You know, CT is a lot mellow right now, but back then he was a monster.
And it's good because they're experienced in these eliminations, so it's even better that way, that they kind of have a grasp on it, so they can just go full force instead of kind of testing the waters and figuring it out.
All right, well, let's move on to a little bit of drama we've got with Laurel and Nicole. Now, I did spoil 2 weeks ago when I was here, and I said that they are together. If you follow them on Instagram, or if you don't follow them, spoiler alert, they are together in a relationship. But we kind of get to see how that played out. Nicole kind of went with Cara. She likes Cara, attracted to Cara, and Laura kind of sits backseat. Thoughts?
I think because when we were watching it, we were like, is she going to be upset? Is Laurel going to be upset rewatching this and hearing Nicole sort of saying, I hope Cara comes back, and I like Cara, and Cara,
I would have been mad,
baby.
Even though it's in the past.
It might have been a little bit of TV magic going on there.
Yeah, and editing, true. But she still said this stuff. She
did say it, but it did seem sincere when they were talking, and she said it's a different relationship. Like, that was a fun, flirty. We weren't actually mutually, you know, Cara's was not reciprocating, so it was a fun, flirty relationship, but it wasn't the same as flirting with someone who's...
No, if that's a guy and I'm Laurel, and I'm seeing you flirt with another girl, I'm like, I would have the exact same attitude Laurel would have.
No, I'm really glad that she put up that, but I did like what Nicole said and how she addressed it, saying like, yeah, it's not the same though. Like,
but
what
she
you
kept
and I...
doing it. She
but
kept
when they
playing
talked
with
about
Cara.
it tonight and it was over, it was like, it was different. I felt like...
Well,
I thought the cutest moment of the entire show was when she said something and Laurel's like...
She just made a cute little smile.
Like,
all right, you got me. Like, I forgive you. My wall's down. But I think what was the most annoying for Laurel it wasn't just the flirting. If she was watching this episode back, it was every time Nicole was saying, yeah, you know, Cara, like, I like you better. I like Cara. I want Cara to come back tonight so that we can do this later. Was rooting for Cara kind of in the elimination over Laurel. And it kind of looks like Laura was second best, or the second option to Cara in Nicole's view that entire
And Laura addressed that, though. She did.
Beginning,
she said, I'm not going to be, and I think it worked. I think her saying, like, not going to be second best worked. I mean, like, they seem to be sincerely into each other. So I don't think she should have been like, now, screw you forever. You thought Cara was hotter for a minute. Like, you know.
You know what was kind of annoying as a viewer is that, like, I knew you know, this was filmed months ago, that they were together. So it's fun to see how it develops and reaches that point. But I was kind of like, okay, Laurel, I already know that you forgive her. I already know that you're going to get back with her. And, you know, it's going to be, you know, that kind of ruined it.
Did you think it was too much, Laurel and Nicole, the past 2 episodes? I feel like it was great seeing their romance. Loved it. We knew it was going to happen. But at the same time, last episode, mostly, I feel like it was the entire episode. And we saw a lot of it again this week. Like, I feel like it could have been shortened a little bit.
I mean, I guess I could have, maybe. I can see where you're coming from. I think as a viewer and the viewers that, you know, that do watch the show want to see how that came about. And I think that's important to because that makes you like Laurel more, Laurel less, Nicole more, Nicole less. You get to see them outside of competing and that other side of them, and I think that's important for the viewers to see.
Go ahead. Someone go. Right, paper, scissors. Oh, guess what? We just found out that we're both from Jersey, so now we see how why we like to talk so much.
No, I'm the only West Coast here.
Oh, Jersey and the
so that's what we're like.
Oh my God.
Me, you?
We're Jersey people. It's like we just talk over each other. So
exactly.
Exactly on what you said. I love seeing it. I didn't think it was too much. I didn't wish there was any less of it. In fact, I would just watch the spin-off of the Laurel and Laurel and Nicole show. I thought it was great, and it made me really like Laurel a million times more. Again, we sort of touched on this last week. I think she really is getting her walls torn down, and I think Nicole had a good point when she said, you know, we don't know what we're not seeing. She said, like, but there's 20 walls with you. I got to turn down 20 walls. And it's true. I think she did have to go through her 20 walls, and it's cute that now we're getting to see those walls torn down, and we're getting to see a different side of Laurel that, again, out there, everybody, thank you so much for chatting with us on the chatter. From last we were talking about Laurel and her other relationships. They never seemed real to me, even if they didn't seem like this. She didn't seem like
do any giggly, relationships on the show ever seem real?
Well, no. I mean, but the feelings are real, whether the relationship is not. The people take themselves seriously. I've never felt this kind of sincerity from Laurel before in her other challenge relationships. So I think it's really nice to see. I wish those 2 crazy kids the best of luck. You know, I think they're cute. Yeah, I'm liking it.
Well, one thing that I did not like was Shane. Shane seemed to steal the show tonight. With calling out everybody, you know, on Hunter and throwing in Ashlie, and then with Amanda. What's your take on that?
Drunk. He's just drunk. Stirring the pot.
Agreed. We were trying to figure it
His shirt was
out.
off in the club.
Like, he's just drunk.
I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's his personality day and night, though. Like, I feel like he's just loud and in your face.
But it was definitely elevated that night.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it started off with the auspice of defending Ashlie, but then Ashlie was getting her heart broken. I couldn't even understand her. She was like, "You're breaking my heart, my heart."
Because she was drunk.
What?
She was drunk. No, okay, but was Shane right in what he was doing in calling out Hunter, or was Hunter right? Or
But you're 100% right, actually. This all started with Shane consoling Ashlie. Ashlie was staring at Hunter dance with other girls, saying, he played you, like, don't worry about him. So it stemmed from there, and because of the alcohol, it just got exploded to an extreme level.
It turned into everyone thinking Shane was trying to throw shade on Hunter so that he would be in the clear for being shady. Like, it made sense, but it was drunk.
Yeah, I honestly had to turn to her at one point and say, what's going on?
Yeah, okay, but do you think that Shane was actually being a friend to Ashlie and kind of like defending her as like, Hunter did this and Hunter did that? Or do you think that was just a whole game to him as far as like, okay, this is my opening to tell Hunter something, and now, you know, I've got Ashlie on my side and X, Y, and Z?
Well, he was freaking out. That was the other, like,
yeah,
you're not Miss America. You're Miss Dumpster Trash.
You're Mr. Douchebag or something.
When did he just declare himself Mr. America's sweetheart? Like,
I said that.
Did we miss all that? Yeah, that's
I was like, when did Hunter get dubbed America's sweetheart? When was that ever said this entire challenge?
Does Hunter fancy himself America's
He does kind of look like every top 40 country artist on the radio these days, though. Like, honestly, that's what I felt the whole time.
He's from the South.
It's like, why do you
I
look
like country boys.
Yeah.
He sure is from the South. Yeah, he sure is. I'm like, what the hell is he saying?
Hospitality.
Both of them? Like, my heart broken, I'm not broken, your heart broken.
Yeah, I mean,
are you a fan of Shane in general overall?
I love Shane, yes. I think that he did get a little aggressive this episode because everybody does this on the challenge. You get drunk and you start drama and you start fights. But at the same time, I don't love that at all. Like, when I'm out with people and there's that one person, I'm like, stop it. So I feel like Shane kind of tapped into that a little bit too much tonight.
Right.
But other than that, I think he's played the the game great.
Yeah.
And
he's one thing that he does this kind of like the same as Bananas as far as like manipulating and try to convince you, you know, to think one way versus the other. The difference is though, Johnny Bananas will sit down with you and have a beer or have, you know, hang out by the pool, and he's going to pretend that you're his friend. And in casual conversation, in casual tone, he's going to manipulate your mind to vote a certain way. With Shane, he just blows up.
Oh, okay.
And he throws it in your face and he's like, no, this happened. And
I almost prefer that.
Happened.
Yeah, me too.
I would take that any day. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Shane's like, I know I'm a dirtbag. That was his. He's like, I'm not pretending to be a good guy. I'm a dirtbag. So I can respect that more than I'll pretend to.
Yeah, let's be best friends. Just kidding. I'm
steal
gonna
your money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna throw you into elimination.
Yeah.
They're both really good at this game, but when I watch Shane, I'm like, okay, you're very loud. I need, you know, I don't understand.
I need a break from you.
Bananas, I'm like, I'm drawn in, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, damn, you're good. And that's it. And then I'm
damn
like,
to Bananas?
I'm like, you're good. He's really good at
He's
that.
a better sociopath for sure.
gosh.
Yeah, he definitely is a better sociopath.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna see him the rest of this season.
Well, Shane, I did love Shane's when he at the end of his, you know, drunken shenanigans, he's like, I'm not smart, but these people are morons. And I was like, he's kind of right. I mean, Hunter's spazzing out, like Ashlie and Amanda, they are a little.
Amanda's a nurse. She's hella smart. I cannot sit through a nursing class.
She might not be she might be
smart.
She loves the drama herself, so she's not smart in the game.
As Shane said, if you can't be nice to people for $350,000, you're not that smart. Like, if you can't be, you know, if you're gonna fight with everyone that's controlling your
heck no,
your fortune.
I'm that quiet one that sits in the back and just observes. Kind of like
Lets everybody else
Kind of like
fight it
but
out.
also, would you cry about chips in your bed?
No, I wouldn't. I'd probably be help putting it there.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do.
Right. I mean,
Over
Ash is
chips?
a little high drama. I mean, they're a little amateur.
Yeah.
The new kids. They're a little. They got to go through the ringer a little.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
speaking of the ringer and these new kids, we finally see them get to compete a little bit in the next challenge, which is called the crossover, which, by the way, looks so much fun.
Loved it.
I love water. I love water challenges. And this, I feel like, they all did good. I thought this was more of going to be like a size matter type of thing. Like, if you're little, then you can kind of just jump all over like Camilla did. Or if you're Laurel, you're like, you're muscling it all over and you're just a monster, you know? And they all did fairly well. They had guy-girl pairs, and they had to cross the tubes from one end to the other and pull themselves on the rope to get a flag. I really enjoyed it.
I thought this was so fun. I loved it. I would love to participate in a challenge like this.
Right?
The only thing I didn't get was that the champion girls made it sound like it was so easy, but it looked hard to me. They're like, what? Laurel's saying, what do they not understand? Just jump tube from tube.
I think with Laurel,
it's kind of hard.
A lot of things come easy to Laurel.
Right.
When was the last time you've ever seen Laurel struggle in a challenge or have a hard time and struggle in a challenge or anything like that? I haven't. I don't remember. And if you remember, please tweet it at us because I have no idea. You know, so, and Camilla, I can see that because when we had her in the studio last season, I sized her up. I was like, all right, let's say hi, you know, I'm like, so I can see that. I can see, you know, like you need a lot of upper body strength to go that fast and to pull a heavy rope. She had a hard time.
Well, everyone had a hard. That seemed like I didn't realize, but how hard that would be. Also, I was kind of lost. If I had to be in this challenge, I think I would have just fallen in the water. I didn't understand what.
Do you think you'd make it to at least the second tube?
So they had to cross over, but then they had to pull themselves to the flag. I wasn't understanding if it mattered if they stayed because
they had
like
to.
Corey,
If they
it was
fall,
just get the flag.
If they fall before they even reach the other end, they're done. They're done. But he grabbed the flag as he was falling off, and because he was on the last tube and he grabbed the flag, it counts.
Okay,
because that's what I was wondering.
A few people had the flag grab, but they didn't seem to. They were like, "Are they still on?" They're gone.
No. So I thought that if you fell, you were done. But as long as you had the flag, you're good to go.
Okay.
And everybody did really well. I feel like the people that didn't do well, it was kind of out of their hands. Like Nicole couldn't reach one of the tubes. It was 8 arm lengths away from her. A lot of them, their tubes were just like flying off in the lake. They can't really do anything about that. What are they supposed to do? Stand up and try and jump?
Spider-Man.
I thought 3 minutes.
50 feet or something?
I thought 3 minutes was a little low. I thought
Time-wise?
as far as time was, I'm like, damn,
should have had
3
more
minutes?
time.
Maybe like a minute or so. I don't know. Maybe if that made it too easy. I don't know. I'm assuming that there's people that test these challenges. That way they come up with times and stuff like that.
Well, it had to be achievable also. So it's like they had to get across all of whatever 8 tubes. So they needed a proper amount of time to at least complete it.
Yeah.
And then pulling, because it looked like that's what everybody struggled with the most, was using their arm strength after hopping over all of those tubes to be able to grab the flag.
Well, okay, so have you ever, like, water skied or anything like that? It's so hard to even hold on, let alone pull against that force. So thinking about that, that's where Laurel was like, why is it so hard? I was like, because it's hard, Laurel, for a normal mortal human to pull, like against the force of a boat. I mean, I tried to draw it to make myself understand. But, it looked like that part was really hard. I didn't understand how the timing was working. If they didn't do the pull, it was the timing of getting across the tube. Like, how were they
They had 3 minutes total to complete the challenge.
But the underdogs won based on their time.
If you grabbed a flag, I'm pretty sure it knocked off some of your time.
Okay.
I think that.
Yeah,
I can't speak tonight.
The one thing that I
Hunter thinks that.
The one thing that I did not like, I think, was that the champs only had 4 people, and the underdogs had 8. Right.
Right. 8. So how the time averaging? It's like, well, one group had 2 teams go, and one had 1 million. I didn't entirely understand that, but.
Yeah, that seemed to be a lot of the holes in the challenges this entire season. The fact that the champs have had less players and the underdogs have had more, and then evening out times and figuring out
and then
what team is going to win.
And Darrelle were the only people to finish. Right. Camilla didn't finish and CT didn't finish.
Right, which was surprising.
Yeah, I had more faith in them a little bit.
Well, they did great getting across, but they couldn't pull the rope, which is surprising. CT couldn't.
That's why I didn't understand the timing thing. I was pretty sure that the champs were going to win because they went so fast that if it wasn't about completion, because none of the underdogs completed it, I thought their time would have been better if it was just
Corey completed and Hunter completed.
Okay.
None of the girls completed.
Yeah. So as a team, was it that's what I don't understand. Was it everyone that completed times factored in?
Well, I believe it would have been if you complete, what's your time?
Okay.
The thing is, it's not fair when the champs.
The underdogs won.
Yep. No, right? It's not fair because the champs had 4, but somehow.
Good thing we weren't in the game tonight.
It all worked. Hey, I would have done really good. I wish I was in the game tonight. So the underdogs win. Now the catch is there is no elimination. The underdogs win $30,000 into their team bank account. Okay. In exchange, they get a house party.
Right.
Like what?
Yeah.
A house party. Now they're all excited. They're all excited until, of course, CT basically guesses correctly, and TJ walks in to surprise the underdogs, announcing that they will be the only people to be departing and competing in a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Which is great. And they had the party going for at least a few hours at that point. So everybody thought that they were safe. Everybody's probably wasted by this point.
They didn't look very drunk.
Laurel did.
But they were like
drunk, of them looked pretty
They're
drunk.
Sitting there drunk, like, no, I love you. No, I love you. You're the best. But you're so humble when TJ strolls in. So they're all just happy drunk. And
that's why I thought the timing
TJ.
was so funny. Exactly. Like they're on cloud 9. They probably aren't fully retaining everything he's saying because they're already drunk. I was like, is this a good time to come interrupt their house party?
Yeah.
Now we saw a little bit of what next week's challenge is going to be. They're on a rope and they're spinning on a thing like a swing. What's it called?
Oh,
like a maypole situation.
Yes.
There's like a thing
so we
in the
see
middle.
them competing about that. And we have to get rid of some underdogs finally and make it, fair.
Yeah.
Is there someone in particular that you want to see go home?
I could take or leave Amanda and Ashlie. I find them amusing. I don't really mind them, but I think Jenna and Nicole are both better competitors and better all-around humans, and I'd like to see them, stick around for the finals. And it'd be, I think, a better competition between them. And I think that there is a certain amount of dues paying, and Amanda and Ashlie are, they're rookies. They're rookies, and that's fine.
Well, Ashlie has been around for a little while. I've seen her compete, and I think she's really good. I'm gonna disagree with you on Nicole. I was talking about that when I watched the episode tonight, and I think that I need to see more of her. I think she kind of slips under the radar. I saw her compete in the mud challenge in the very first one. But
was she good? I don't remember.
She was good. She's a really good teammate to have. She's very supportive and encouraging. But I want to see her in an elimination and fend for herself. I want Amanda to be there because I want to see her go against Camila. I think that'd be a fantastic match.
Yeah.
And I can leave or take Ashlie.
Okay.
Ashlie, yeah.
I'm just going to say Amanda. I'm good to see her go. I agree with you there.
Why? She's loud and dramatic?
She just has nothing to her, really. Like, if you were going to ask if there is an underdog who I would like to see go, it would be Amanda. I mean, she is loud. Talk about stirring the pot for no reason. She involves herself into every drama situation when it might not have anything to do with her. So you can go. I have a soft spot for Smashly. Kind of love her, so she can stick around a little bit. I know she comes with drama too, but she's fun and I like watching her.
I want Amanda for the drama and Jenna because she's good.
Yeah.
She's good. I think she deserves to
what about guys for the underdogs? Do you guys dislike anybody?
I
see them go?
Can see Nelson leave. I'm not a big fan.
I like Nelson. I haven't seen him do anything. He hasn't done a lot. Corey, I don't know. So he's so hit or miss. Sometimes
so everyone.
Corey, like I love Corey because he's cute. And he's like when he popped out with the flag, I was like, I thought he lost. Like I thought he.
Yeah.
I never know what's going on.
He's like
with him.
a mile down the river.
And then I do
hey
like
guys,
Shane.
remember
I
me?
like seeing Shane. I do think he's loud and he toots his own horn a lot, but I do think he's.
But he backs it up.
Yeah, he's a good
wins.
competitor and he's good, and I think he's a good motivator for the team. And I do think they do need a little. I think he's right. They do need a little brains there, and I don't think there's a lot of leadership on that team. So I think they need
they're
Shane if they're gonna So
all right. Well, we're all gonna have to see what happens next week. So stay tuned and thank you for joining us. We love hearing your comments. We don't have the live chat up today, unfortunately, but we will try to have it next week. But in the meantime, Jenna, where can they find you?
Hey guys, once again, you can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. You can find me at, I always have to think because it's my name reversed. It's Pamela Gross Jill, and that's on the Instagram and the Twitter.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar, and we will see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.